It's All Things Considered on WFAE. I'm Nick Della Canal. Republican lawmakers in the North Carolina General Assembly have introduced a lot of bills considered discriminatory against the LGBTQ community. Joining me to talk more about all these bills and how the Charlotte community is responding is WFAE's Julian Berger. Julian, can you first just give us a quick summary of the bills that have been filed?
Sure, Nick. Senate Bill 442, the Parents Protection Act, was introduced on March 24th, and it would allow adoptive and foster parents to discriminate against trans youth. It also shields discriminatory parents from investigations into abuse and neglect. Senate Bill 516, the Women's Safety and Protection Act, was introduced the next day, and it would restrict transgender people from using public restrooms that don't correspond to their biological sex at birth. It would also not allow transgender people to change the gender on their birth certificate, and driver's licenses would only reflect one's biological sex at birth. And House Bill 595, the Parental Rights for Curriculum and Books, was introduced on March 31st. It's an extension of North Carolina's so-called Don't Say Gay bill, Senate Bill 49, which prohibits discussion of gender identity and sexuality from kindergarten to fourth grade, requires schools to allow parents to review textbooks and educational materials as well. It also requires schools to contact parents about changes to their child's names or pronouns. And this bill would add more restrictions to sexual health curriculums, make library employees liable for, and I'm quoting here, disseminating harmful material to minors, and prohibit gender identity and sexuality discussion through the sixth grade.
Okay, and Senate Bill 516 in particular is a new rendition of HB 2, which I'm sure many people remember from nearly 10 years ago. How is that similar?
Well, House Bill 2 was repealed 5 years ago, but it made national headlines in 2016 and led to widespread boycotts and economic losses for North Carolina. Senate Bill 516 revives many of those same restrictions, focusing more narrowly on public facilities.
And are these bills a part of a national trend across other states?
Yes, other states like Florida, Montana, Utah, and Wyoming ban transgender people from using bathrooms not relating to their biological sex at birth. And Don't Say Gay bills have passed in other states like Florida, where it started in 2022, Arkansas, Iowa, and Indiana.
How are local LGBTQ nonprofits responding?
Time Out Youth released a statement last week saying that these bills will erase the identities, dignity, and rights of queer and trans young people. The center went on to say that these bills threaten supportive environments, like schools, shelters, and foster care. I spoke with Time Out Youth CEO Sarah McHale.
To me, the message is clear. Not only do you not belong here, not only are we not going to help you belong here, we're going to do what we can to make sure you really know you don't belong here.
McHale also said in our conversation that these bills, especially transgender-related ones, only target a small population of the community.
Less than 1% of our population. So the fact that there are so many bills being put on the floor to attack such a small number says to me that it's a part of a much larger commentary.
And what are they doing to combat these bills?
Time Out Youth has seen 61 new young people within the past 2 months, and they have 2 therapists in-house that each have a 30-person caseload each. The center is also hosting numerous drop-in spaces to speak about how queer youth are feeling during this time. This Friday, the center will host a legal clinic to help trans youth navigate name and pronoun changes on documents like driver's licenses and birth certificates.
Are any of these bills moving forward in the General Assembly?
None of these bills have passed as of now, and they're still in various committees in the House and in the Senate. Governor Josh Stein seems likely to veto them if they do come to his desk, but moderate Democrats could side with Republicans and override his veto on many of these bills.
That is WFAE's Julian Berger. Julian, thanks so much.
Thank you.